Caleb sent me this and said it was like really hard to watch. And I didn't expect it to actually be hard to watch, but it is. This is a family vlog channel that did the standard YouTuber thing where it's we broke up. But this one did it in such an uncomfortable way because it's very clear that this was a one-sided breakup. The wife broke up with the husband. And she, to his face throughout this video, just keeps saying why she was right to break up with him. I only watched about a minute and a half. Well, it was more like 2.5 minutes. And she's like, yeah, when I thought about you with other women, I just got so happy that you just wouldn't be with me anymore. Like, right to his face as he's still about to cry. So I figured we could at least watch this together and see kind of what it's all about.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
I might. I'm just kidding.
Thanks to the Prime Zeppelin.
All right. And then personal things, family things, and obviously what we are telling you now.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. It's just hard to know in that situation from a content point of view.
And everything's content, baby. So we break up for content, goddammit.
We were going through a lot of emotions and a lot of sad, at least I was going through a lot of sad emotions, so...
he just keeps saying, like, I was sad, and she is never sad about it.
I was still in the denial phase, like, no, this can't be happening.
Yeah.
Can't be happening, but... Sadly, it is, and it happened.
This is so uncomfortable.
Awkward, and we're here. Yeah, and we're here.
Why do it?
But I'm better now. So yeah.
It feels like she intimidated him into making this video.
So
Does it make you feel better to say it like that? Do you feel better because it's not you?
Yeah, because I tried my ass off to make it work in the end, and
but that's the thing, guys.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
wasn't good enough.
The end doesn't always
you blew it.
And
could they be faking it? I don't know. We'll see.
In my mind, where I felt like, are we just best friends? Like I feel like that's what we are. Is there more to it than that? You know?
We're watching a couple break up. Goddammit.
Crazy and dramatic. Nobody like cheated. Nobody like.
This is about where I stopped.
Feelings were hurt though. You did some things that hurt my feelings, but I found out later on.
Can you please clarify that I wasn't cheating?
Yeah, you weren't cheating.
You people will dig into
You
that.
did a lot of things that bothered me. I wouldn't consider them full-blown cheating, but it was definitely
close.
lines
Oscar,
that we
not
shouldn't have
keeping
crossed.
that.
Alright, fine. What about that situation bothers you?
Yeah.
It's not that situation. I just feel like...
Yeah, that sounds like cheating to me, Oscar.
Like specific things. Like, do we want to talk about when I had mental
It was only oral.
issues, you were not there for me.
And it's my fault.
To, like, dig into all that.
I wasn't a good enough husband.
And I do think something like this, it's sad that it took this.
It takes two in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oscar wasn't pulling his weight.
Like, yes, there are things he has done to hurt me or made us drift apart or, like, all the things, right? Yeah.
It's all his fault.
I was thinking of Oscar being happy with somebody else.
Yep, there it is.
And that made me happier. That's when I knew I didn't want to be with you anymore.
Why say that to his face on camera for your audience? Like, why do that? You have sat this man down and are breaking up with him again and rubbing his nose in it like a dog who took a shit on the carpet. And you're like, hey, don't do that again. You know, like making him smell it. What is the point? You could have just said it in like a 1-minute video. Like, hey, look, we broke up. It was mutual. We're fucking done. All right. The channel will go on. But instead we have a 15-minute dissertation about why she was in the right to break up with Oscar. This is where I stopped. I forgot about this part. But yeah, this is where I stopped initially. So this is going to be uncharted water for me. I'm going to go in deep. I'm going to be the couple's therapy here. I'm going to analyze everything because, god damn it, it's here for me to analyze. I want to take a peek and see what's gone wrong here.
When I think of you with somebody else and that's what I want for you, I don't think you're in love with that person.
Really?
Yeah, can you handle that? You like that, Oscar?
I've never heard that side, so it's a lot to take in right now. But
yeah, luckily we're doing it on camera.
I don't like the things that you like. I don't want the same things that you want. I'm not interested in the same things that you want. And I want you to have that with somebody. So why am I, like, selfishly hanging on? With a million other reasons. Like, guys, there's a lot. That's, like, the main...
I love soap operas now. This is good.
So what triggered you to be so mean though this last month? Not that she was horrible. She was actually very nice to me during the actual breakup process. But there was a phase where like I was trying.
Once I had decided that I didn't want to be with Oscar,
I'm about to watch a fight.
Tell him that because we were going on the. Like,
I'm watching a domestic issue.
So I instead,
you were doing a lot to push me away, not like in a.
Subconsciously, I really was like self-sabotaging.
Why would you do that? Come on now.
Trying to get you to break up with me, so it wasn't me. I don't.
Even the cat's upset back there. It's pissing on your couch.
Like as soon as I decide something, you know that. Like want to say it. I want to tell you. I can't just like.
This is just an argument. Yeah,
And so the
they're
second
literally
that
just
I was
arguing
able to
here.
tell you.
Yes, I did explode a few times, guys, and I've worked on it. I've actually gotten way better at it over the years.
Why? They sat here and recorded this and then edited it, and they're like, yep, this is how we announce it. This is how we do it. We go out with a bang. And for what it's worth, the vlogs have continued. He is still living at the house, and they're still making vlogs together, but they are no longer together, which makes it very uncomfortable. I tried watching the most recent one. It makes it very weird with that bit of context, because you can see the kids are pretty sad about it. So, yep, I would say, as the unqualified therapist, the outsider here, the stranger you've invited into your lives, I would say you probably should take like a month, 2 months off from vlogs, would be my prescription here. And maybe like rethink how we approach the breakup announcement in the first place. Like maybe it could have just been summed up in a tweet.
Said you're prepping for our breakup video?
Yeah, this is how we do it. I'd start fucking throwing plates and then hitting you over the head with a frying pan like it's Looney Tunes.
I thought you actually were saying that they were throwing things at each other.
No, well they're just arguing. She brought up how angry he gets and how he throws things, but then she just keeps piling on more and more things into this lore.
Good.
So it's not really a breakup.
This is the thing about this video that I hate is it's like you did, I did, like,
and you still chose to post it.
That's what I said.
This is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad. I know you guys are gonna be sad. I'm sorry that we
She looks
haven't made
heartbroken.
a video about it for a minute.
I don't know.
Long story short, I do feel like we're in a really good place right now. We're still.
It looks healthy.
We're figuring it out, yeah.
We have a whole life.
This looks pretty
together.
healthy to me.
For 7 years. It takes a minute to like know.
7 years.
Extremely respectful of the breakup process. Nobody else, like I said,
Well,
like she said, no one else.
I thought you said that she broke up with him.
Nothing. Currently, no one.
Yeah, she broke up with him. She said that the idea of him being with other women made her happier than being with him. So she got tired of him. She didn't like that he would get angry sometimes. So for like a year, she hasn't liked their relationship or something. But they recently just had a new baby last year. So basically, since they've had that baby, she's not like this man.
See, people, kids don't solve everything.
No, probably not. But they're good for that YouTube paycheck.
Oh, can I tell you
All right.
funniest conversation I had with you?
What?
In Florida when we were on the phone.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, just share everything.
He went to
I want to hear it all.
club. Can I say that?
Yeah, I don't care.
The night before, and then we were talking about it, and I was like, well, did you, like, get a lap dance or anything? And he's like, no, I feel too awkward. So anyways, long story short.
I didn't go alone, by the way. I went with a group of friends.
Right.
Anyways.
Where's the story?
Didn't get a lap
dance. I'm not gonna come now.
Me just as much money as the stripper. Stupid.
I barely threw anything, but sure.
Tell them you barely didn't and how much it was.
Okay.
And you sound like an idiot.
Hey, I just
That's not things you just talk about in a video.
I feel like a baller.
You didn't even get a
Yeah, he's having fun.
Okay, anyways, revert. Go back. So then
To be fair, it looks like it was miserable going through this breakup with her.
Do that. And I was trying to give him advice on like how to sleep with girls or like know when a girl wants to. And
Jesus
all that.
Christ.
Oh my God, that is so-
They are literally still married.
First of all, when you
I
talk
just
about
think
that.
like I don't know, guys.
Well,
like,
are they
like,
actually
just, like,
married,
need
or-
that, like,
Oh yeah, they
all the
are. They've been together for like 7 years now.
So they're full on divorcing. It's not just a breakup. Like they're just
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, like, they're talking about, like, still doing their taxes together, so it made me think that they were married, but they haven't said anything about, like, divorce. They just keep saying, like, a breakup.
Yeah. Thanks.
Are they, like, working through it, but staying married for the tax benefits? Like, is that...
I have no idea. Thanks to the resub Pylon, Blunt, and the gift sub Satan. Good to see you, Satan. The Prime Jelly, resub
Or, yeah,
Ace,
like, is it
Dan,
just,
and Chronic,
like, turning into an
Jam.
open relationship? Like...
I have no idea.
What happens if I have a fifth kid, though?
They have 4 kids.
That's your new person's problem, not mine.
Yeah, let's go, Oscar. We don't care.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Vlog.
We're done.
He's like, all right, I'm just gonna end it here.
Like, living in the same house with 4 kids, what could go wrong? Right?
Yeah.
He looks so stressed.
Well, I guess a lot of things, but
He's very unhappy. He's not having fun.
Leave your questions down below. We'll probably do a Q&A because why not?
Yes, why not? You're already being open enough as it is.
Everybody in our lives thinks
confidence, I love it. The fact that you think after everything you put me through, I would be like,
me, but you.
This is so weird. I feel so bad right now.
Besides some
Yeah.
attitude here and there.
This is
I don't know why they would
And comforting
upload
another
this.
I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
It's just two people that fucking hate each other, pretending they don't.
Comforting to Oscar.
Yeah.
Shut the... But guys, that was early on.
That was
Wow.
rough.
Yeah, no, that got worse and worse and worse. It was just a full-blown domestic dispute that they filmed. This is what I mean. Like, people literally live through YouTubers and their lives.
Well, hey, Oscar's glow up after this is about to be iconic. At least people are on his side on it. More of like a this is.
Yeah, most people are. Well, it was pretty clear that she fucking hates Oscar.
Yeah.
He was definitely the one that was hurting the most here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she looked.
Literally, yeah, she's so happy.
She
and
looked
he's-
fucking thrilled.
And he's just like out of it the whole time. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't there.
Exit Tier 1 Wolf.
He looked miserable. Like he didn't want to be doing that whole thing. I mean, I didn't see the beginning, but I'm sure he looked the same way.
Yeah. They didn't do a Q&A yet. I already looked earlier. Oh my god, never mind, they did. How did I miss this? I saw this one. This one was very uncomfortable. But I didn't see this. Oh my god,
It's 22 minutes.
there's still so much more to learn. I don't
You
know.
sound excited to be.
Not
watching
really.
another.
I don't know. That was very uncomfortable. I just feel kind of dirty and slimy just for knowing that much about that couple for no reason. I don't really care about that. It was just, he clearly doesn't want to.
Okay,
And she's
with
telling him
that,
how to
we're
get
not supposed
girls.
to be
I
making
mean,
this video so soon. I actually filmed.
Oh, and one of their
vlog
kids
yesterday,
is
and I wanted
watching
to
this.
upload that first,
Oh.
because there's so many questions, and we're like, all right, we need to address something.
Oh.
I think the next time that we film a video in the kitchen, it needs to be a positive video.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So I kind of thought that we would.
Time
start
to watch
with, like,
Mom
a
and Dad
bunch of
fight on
notes
camera
my phone,
again.
Like things that I wanted to.
Oh, yeah,
You
I
said
stopped by.
nothing
And she
the
was
whole
mad.
time. Yeah, and I had to say anything because these are awkward conversations to have. You don't really know what
You
to
don't
say.
have to have these
And you don't wanna say the wrong
conversations on
thing,
camera.
especially
You
on the
really
internet with
don't.
all the backlash. So
Yeah,
and like it's
no.
funny. We have like banter.
Yeah.
We're in a good place.
Yeah,
That sounds
Yes.
good.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No. Are we in a good place?
Yes.
Tell
I'm
them.
laughing because the nipple thing was out of habit, and I didn't squeeze. I just was like, oh wait. I
Yeah,
should
he
be
did
doing
it.
that.
He said, yeah. But like,
Thank-
we all have
thank God,
and we
Oscar.
have- this
Your
is
honor
like
is still
I know it's new to
intact.
you guys.
that kind of tends to happen.
People also don't
mean,
like
that's the
it when
whole
I touch
point.
you.
Oh really?
It's
Why?
mixed signal.
Oh yeah. No, guys, it is done. Like.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, it is, but relax.
well,
I hope Oscar's
Okay,
side hoe walks
what was
in
I
to
gonna
like
say?
help
This is
answer
why I
questions.
interrupt, because
I just want to know he's doing okay.
It was important. So like that's when I started to just feel defeated. But that's
Just
not
tell
when
me
I,
why you hate
like,
him.
Decided. Oh,
That's all I
love
care
him,
about.
And I stayed with him
Stop
for a year.
cushioning
But
the
if
blow,
You
he
guys
can
know
take
me
it.
At all. Never asked Oscar to get a vasectomy. I did not want him to get a vasectomy. I wanted more kids, and
I see why he did it now.
encouraged he didn't get the vasectomy. Oscar had to have a vasectomy. He was going to do that.
Yeah.
No matter
Honestly,
what.
good idea, Oscar.
This is
Made the right
It
call.
has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that has no.
I don't want to get.
Is that what made you hate him?
about
'Cause his
body
wiener is
things.
snipped?
It had nothing to do with having.
I feel like I'm
kids
getting
in
to the
future.
bottom
It
of
was
this.
more so
I
just
mean,
like,
his wiener's
I'm
not
weird
snipped.
about bodies.
No, his
the only
wiener's
reason why I asked
cut in
is
half
because we were
now.
already-
That's what a
it
vasectomy
was
is.
already
They
gonna be
split it in
during
half like a
C-section. I didn't want
meat
to
Yeah.
stick.
way to get
A little while ago, we've had a lot of people say like, are you guys going to get back together in the future?
No.
Or, like,
Oscar's
how
done.
Official is this?
It's official.
Yeah.
I
Oscar
you
seems so
never know
strong
what the
now.
Future brings. Like, I don't want to say. Like, I think it'd be.
No,
stupid
Oscar,
to
put your
say-
fucking foot down. Say no.
He did.
I'm done.
This is where things
He
get
did,
risky.
and then
I
she
do
talked
not
over
want
him.
To ever lead, then so we.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I don't want to speak for my future self, but as of right now, it's like an official
Yeah.
no. I don't.
Nice. That's all I needed to
Okay,
hear.
I
Good
also
work,
saw
Oscar.
this
You're done. It
Yeah, I don't want to watch 22 fucking minutes of it. It's still so uncomfortable.
really is.
I don't know why people post these things. That's just so much.
Hmm.
He got his balls snipped and she still has them in her purse.
She's probably like, here, freeze some for me.
Rough, yeah. This morning I was making myself a peanut butter and honey sandwich, which I do most mornings since it's the breakfast of champions. It'll make you big and strong for a growing boy like me. However, when I was putting the honey down after pouring it on the bread, I made a fatal miscalculation and I dropped the bread. I fumbled it. Everything went slow motion as I watched it hit the floor. I was upset, devastated. My heart was broken, day nearly ruined. However, it wasn't the saddest thing that's happened to me today. The saddest thing that's happened today is me watching this video about a woman who's cheated on her husband so many times that she's convinced him it's actually a good thing and healthy, and now they're swingers. Let me make it clear that I'm not the relationship police here. If they're happy, all power to them, but it doesn't make it any less goofy with the video they put out there about it. So let's go ahead and go over it.
This is Christina. She fell in love with Mark.
I don't know why the narrator hates Mark so much. They just like reluctantly introduce him. They just let out like a big sigh, a huge pause. Christina fell in love with Mark, I guess. I don't know what happened here. They were so enthusiastic to introduce Christina, but when they got to Mark, it was like a balloon deflating there. It was like a fucking funeral service. They were like, hey, Christina, wee, and then Mark.
Despite being in love with Mark, Christina also found she had eyes for other men.
I kept cheating so much and I just couldn't stop.
When I did find out, it was very devastating. I was heartbroken, to say the least, about it. I started thinking, oh, maybe I'm not good enough for her.
I just kept cheating and I couldn't stop. There was just a cock demon inside of me. I'd be walking down the street and I'd trip and fall onto more penis. It was an uncontrollable urge. It was like a car with a brick on the gas if that car was barreling towards more wieners. And then Mark's like, yeah, I got cheated on. It didn't feel great. You know, it wasn't like an S-tier experience. I was heartbroken. Didn't feel amazing.
Rather than let the cheating break the pair up, they decided to explore new experiences as a couple.
I just said, let's try this swinging thing.
This is where it gets pretty manipulative in my eyes. So she's been cheating on him a lot, and now she's finally dumping the cold water on him, taking the training wheels off and saying, look, why don't we just try this whole swinging thing out so that way I can feel less guilty about cheating on you since now you can do it too. And it feels like Mark convinced himself it's a good idea because he can stay with her in this whole swinging thing. But it wasn't like a mutual decision between the two of them. She kind of like led him to it because she was going to keep cheating regardless. So Mark just goes along with it, it feels like. I'm not a fucking relationship expert. I'm not a couples counselor.
Yeah, so we've been together for 17 years, and we've been married for 15 years. Yeah, we are soulmates. We finish each other's sentences from like day one. Yeah, so I've struggled with monogamy my whole life. Ever since I was a little girl and had boyfriends in grade school, I would have multiple boyfriends at the same time. And then I cheated on him with like 4 guys. I was always open and honest about it. And just monogamy is not natural for me.
Well, that's just dandy. Thank God, at least she's honest about it, because if she was cheating and lying, that'd be a disgusting combination. That'd be awful. You know, you can't even be really mad at her at this point. Like, hey, Mark, I cheated on you again today with another dude. It's like, hey, at least you told me. So now I don't feel as bad. Thank you for that, Christina. You're such an angel. I also love the way that she presents this like it's something that's beyond her control, just like this almost illness that she's battling, this compulsion to cheat, whereas other people are struggling with like drugs or alcohol or something. She just struggles with constantly cheating on Mark.
When I found out, it was very devastating for me because at that time, I could have been monogamous with her the rest of my life because I loved her like that.
It was hard for him to accept that that I was only in love with him and only wanted to be with him forever, but yet wanting other men. It took a little while for you to really comprehend that.
It was tough at first, but now I get it and I'm totally on board and I love it now.
I don't know what's so hard to understand. It's such a simple concept. She loves you, you're her soulmate, but she's also fucking other dudes. Like, hey, what? Don't be selfish, you can't share? Huh? What's wrong with you, pussy? You insecure? You're not gonna let other dudes fuck your wife? Okay, big guy. Again, this is another giant red flag to me about manipulation because it feels like he knows it's wrong. Like, it's hard to wrap your head around it, Mark, because it's fucking wrong. But she is convincing him that she loves him so much, but just can't help but find other men too. Now, I want to make it clear, I understand there's a lot of relationships where they also have other partners outside of, like, the two of them. They're not monogamous. And that's fine if the couples, like, mutually arrived at that. In this case, from everything I've seen in the video, it seems like Christina pushed Mark to be okay with it, as opposed to something that they both were on the same page about. I also love the way at the end he says, I get it now, I'm totally on board, I love it now. It sounds like he's being held hostage. That was like an actual, like, fucking prisoner of war there. Christina, it seems like she must have had like a gun on her lap pointing at him, like, hey, fucking say the line, please. This is a YouTube video. We need to look good here. Say it. Say it. Say you love it.
For me, it was just, I just desired to be with other men. and then I would feel super guilty about it. And I had done it with every relationship. When I try to be monogamous, I am not the happiest person in the world. I'm kind of like bitchy, so.
You are very bitchy, yeah.
I know. He sees such a difference now that I'm not monogamous. Like, he sees, like, I'm just so much happier.
2020, right?
Yeah, you wish you would have done this years ago, right?
Right.
Jesus Christ, it's like a commercial for a Snickers bar. You're not you when you're not cheating on your husband. Honey, you're acting so crazy today. Honey, why are you being such a bitch? You know what? I'm gonna call up my friend to come fuck you to calm you down a little bit. Or, better yet, why not just go to the local hockey team and let them spit roast you in the locker room? And that way you can come home a little bit more mellow, okay? You're acting nuts, and I'm gonna need you to go have some sex with some other dudes so that way we can have a more healthy relationship. It's so, like, weird, the way he just goes along with it. She's like, oh, I bet you wish you had done this years ago, right? Yeah. Oh, it's so much better now. Even though, like, his face kind of says the whole story, it doesn't seem like he's really happy about it, honestly. But again, I'm not the expert here. Maybe he does love it. I couldn't tell you. But either way, it doesn't seem like he was the one that arrived to this decision naturally. It was something that was kind of forced upon him if he wanted to stay with Christina, whom he seems to really love.
Our family and friends, they basically all found out that we were swingers through TikTok. Never once has one of our friends of 26 years said, I saw that you guys were swingers and I accept you for it. They all want to follow my TikTok, but yet you've been my best friend for 26 years. You've ghosted me.
Who gives a fuck? It's not your friend's responsibility to sign off on your relationship decisions. You shouldn't be looking or demanding them give you a green light or a thumbs up, a pat on the ass like, hey, good game. When's my turn with your wife, Mark? Like, they don't have that responsibility to you. Sure, they can give advice or input or whatever, but to be mad at them for not signing off on it is super weird. And to be, like, angry at them for not, like, going out of their way to be like, oh, we totally accept this. They don't care that much, I imagine. If my best friend came up to me and was like, Charlie, I'm a swinger and a cuck. In fact, I'm just a cuck. I'm not a swinger. I don't get any action on the side. I just let my wife fuck other dudes. I'd be like, all right, bro. I mean, that's fine. So when are we playing Elden Ring? I also do appreciate that apparently the news broke to all their friends and family through TikTok. That sounds about right. TikTok is such a wild and wacky space.
It's ridiculous how, like, nervous I get about going TikTok live. 27,000 of my followers are on right now, which is pretty good for 10:30 a.m. Hello, TikTok live. How are my people doing? Mark, answer if he gets jealous or not.
At the time that I got jealous, she actually had a side piece, and mine
Two of
was
them.
kind of like ghosting me and acting a little crazy, and so I just cut it off with her. So I had no side piece, but she did, and it kind of made me a little bit jealous.
Why even jump in there and interject? No, actually, Mark, you stupid fucking idiot. You goddamn Neanderthal. I had two side pieces. It's like, why even throw that in there? So they go on TikTok Live, which is another fucking weird space. TikTok Lives are a lawless wasteland. So they're on TikTok Live answering frequently asked questions. The question they're answering here was about, do you guys get jealous? She's like, nah, I don't get jealous. Why the fuck would I? Mark's like, well, actually, I did kind of get jealous one time. She's like, no, I was two dudes, and it was silly for you to get jealous, you goofball. So the whole thing is just a little odd.
Swinging has changed our lives for the best. I mean, not only are we happier, we're healthier, mentally, physically. We don't allow toxicity in our life. Right. We only allow positivity in our life.
We're active all the time.
We're active. It's made us just more attracted to each other. It's made our love deeper.
Yeah, if you say so, Christina. At the end of the day, if they're both happy, good for them. But it really does feel like Christina got the better end of this bargain. She got to have her cake and eat it too. She never compromised. She never learned how to just love Mark and only Mark, even though he himself was committed entirely to just Christina. He was the one that had to compromise in a big way to convince himself that the swinging lifestyle is great. And even during that, he mentions like some jealousy. And it's just, you know, it doesn't feel like it was something that they arrived to together. It feels like something that was forced upon the poor guy. But again, I'm not the expert. Maybe they're happy, super into it, you know, good for them, whatever. Still a very silly video that I wanted to talk about, and that's about it. So yeah. This is one of the wilder stories I've seen this year. It almost sounds made up, like a fake headline in GTA Online or something. It sounds AI generated by ChatGPT. It's hard to believe this is real. A YouTube couple has now just been sentenced and will receive prison time, at least for the husband, for a series of videos where they showcased blatant insurance fraud. Multiple videos of blatant insurance fraud. And the word multiple is doing so much heavy lifting here, it's a sin. Like, that is an understatement. Over 160 videos allegedly showcasing insurance fraud attempts or collisions caused by the YouTube couple in order to get money from their insurance. Also, road rage as well as provoking road rage. Just like this absolute massive pile of horrible shit they were doing in their vehicle in order to get money from insurance. Everyone hates scammers, but the roller coaster doesn't stop there. It doesn't matter if you've already puked your guts out, here comes the encore. They're also facing, and have been sentenced for child abuse because they were intentionally causing these accidents with their kid in the car for some of them. And they would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling internet points. This is the most on-brand shit for the modern landscape of brain rot, clout goblin mentality. The father couldn't keep his hand out of the cookie jar of internet clout, so he started posting these dash cams of the collisions and insurance fraud attempts on his YouTube channel, and then shamelessly went to TikTok to accuse some of the other drivers that he got into the collisions with that he himself caused of being insurance scammers.
What you see here, this is Jeremy Perales. He's about to set me up for an insurance scam. He's about to set up an accident. He recognized me from Facebook.
Unhinged lunatic behavior right here, and then proudly posted on his own TikTok page. So what happened is, he had suddenly started to brake, and the driver behind him had to cross the double yellow line to get around him to avoid a rear-end collision, and then Christopher turns into him in order to force the accident. And the driver was initially found to be, I believe, like 90% at fault because he crossed the double yellow line. Christopher was actually quite gifted, an idiot savant when it came to insurance fraud.
He's doing and he knows how to not be at fault for him.
It was last April. Jeremy Perales says his insurance premium shot up after this accident in Yucaipa. But was it really an accident?
To think, to be able to do this to a person, set them up for an accident?
I was stopped and then he hit me.
Jeremy says his insurance deemed it 90% his fault because he crossed into the other lane. But it isn't the first so-called accident Phelps had been in.
Just the way Christopher Phelps speaks is off-putting. He sounds straight out of Dr. Evil's lair. He just sounds menacing and, like, genuinely unhinged. And then he's talking about how, like, it's unspeakable how this man could try and set up an accident all because he recognized me from Facebook. Holy shit, that is deranged. You think he recognized you from Facebook and then tried to set up this accident? That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, Christopher doesn't believe that. His whole MO was insurance fraud in order to collect on the insurance paycheck. But Jesus, it's just so weird to listen to him speak. He just gathered mountains upon mountains of evidence against himself and posted it online. And somehow investigators stumbled upon this cornucopia of evidence that the husband, Christopher Phelps, was gathering of their insurance fraud and child endangerment. Like, Christopher ended up being his own worst enemy. He was like, the Zodiac killer, leaving all these clues, all these breadcrumbs for investigators to somehow find. And I have no idea how they found his channels, because he was getting like 50 or 60 views per video. I don't know how the fuck they ended up there. You would have been more likely to end up in Narnia than on his channel. But Jesus Christ, they must have had L from Death Note on the case, because they found all of it, and they really cannonballed into the rabbit hole. Investigators found at least 23 collisions, allegedly documented by Phelps, which were linked to at least 17 insurance claims. Christopher is receiving 3 years in the slammer, and his wife is getting only a little bit of time in jail and then 3 years of supervised probation. Now, I'd like to show you a couple more videos here from the archive of Christopher Phelps and his insurance fraud journey. I have to mute the first part of the video here because this goober was playing DMCA copyright music. I'll just explain what he's saying. He's saying that the driver that he's pointing to is mad because Christopher passed him. Christopher's got some steam coming out of his ears for this video because he was actually found at fault by the officers on the scene for abruptly stopping, which causes this rear-end collision. But Christopher's arguing that the guy flipped him off, which the guy does admit to, and that because he was mad, when he stopped for a utility vehicle, the guy intentionally rear-ended him.
And just to show you that utility truck, here's the guy that hit me right there. That is the utility truck that was turning left onto my street. I was trying to stop for him and give him way to go down this way, and unfortunately, this guy was mad because I passed him.
What a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, a load of hooey here. He's claiming that, oh, this is his fault, he was so mad, real mad goofball, and he rear-ended innocent old me who was just stopping for this utility vehicle over here. When the video immediately betrays that, what are you talking about? You stopped abruptly, you brake-checked this man way back where those two trucks were parked, and then your evidence that you were actually stopping for a utility vehicle turning left is like significantly further along than where you actually stopped. Unless you were giving this man like 700 feet worth of turning radius room, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's not what happened. That's a blatant fucking lie. And here's 2 rapid-fire insurance fraud attempts from old Christopher and his wife. I don't know if their kid's in the car for these, but probably is, considering they did that quite a few times.
And we're gonna do this. Find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff, or if they're gonna cooperate. We'll see.
This is the last TikTok video that Christopher posted, him as a warrior about to go to battle for his case, fighting for justice, and signs off with, we're gonna find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff or cooperate. That is so fucking weird. Such a weirdo, and such a bad fucking person. Him and his wife. To not only be insurance fraud scammers, but to put your life, the life of the drivers on the road, and the life of your child all on the line for a couple doubloons from insurance is ridiculous. That is so fucked up and disgusting. A scam that endangers your life, the other drivers' lives, and the life of your kid that you're putting in these situations. I think 3 years was way too light of a sentence for this guy, and his wife got off way too fucking easy here. I don't understand how they got such light sentencing for this shit. They even did get assault with the deadly weapon charges because they were using their car as a fucking weapon. They were just hitting other drivers on the road to try and squeeze some coins out of insurance claims. They were more than willing to not only endanger themselves, but everyone else, including their kid. Every day was bring your child to work day, basically, so they'd fucking strap their kid into the back seat and just blast into another vehicle to try and file another insurance claim. And if they unsuccessfully caused an accident, they'd then try and make a road rage incident out of it. It's crazy how little they got punished for it, relatively speaking. I think the sentencing is way too lenient on how often they were doing it. This is very clearly premeditated, and it comes at a high price to everyone around them. This could have been a lot worse. There could have been deaths. And even in its current state, many of the other drivers, they had insurance premiums be hiked up as a result of this because some of them were found at fault for the shit that Christopher Phelps and his wife were doing. The whole thing is just so fucking horrible, and I'm really pretty upset that they get off so easily from it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I found it so fascinating. I learned about it from Otozi, who recently made a video covering it as well. It's so degenerate. It's so fucking ridiculous. So yeah, just wanted to talk about it. That's it. See ya. There's been so much negative shit going on in the world recently. Every time you go on the internet, it's just doom and gloom and sad, scary shit. Coronavirus still at large. Yellowstone threatening to erupt at any moment if someone even sneezes wrong near the volcano. You know, cell phones poisoning the water supply and making our dicks smaller. Just terrifying shit all over the place every time you go on the internet. And you know what? I put my foot down and said, by golly, I've had just about enough. I'm putting the kibosh on the negative vibes, and I'm gonna find something positive. So like any sensible man, I turn to YouTube power couples to get my fix. Because nothing says positive and wholesome quite like some affluent teenagers rubbing their parents' wealth in my face while doing fake prank videos and shit like that. So, who did I choose to tune into to get these positive vibes and this rush of dopamine? Well, none other than the Garner gang, baby. if you've been on my channel for a long time, you know I've watched quite a bit of the Garner Gang's content, but it's been about a year since the last time we tuned in. I'm not proud to say that out loud. I feel like an estranged father trying to, kind of weasel my way back into the relationship there and take a peek. I mean, my prescription is overdue. It's been a year, but I came in for a checkup tonight. And again, I am sorry that it's been so long since I watched some Garner Gang content. That should just be an outright sin. If that's not one of the 10 commandments, then shit, Moses must have just fucking forgot it up there on the mountain. Because it is a sin. It truly is. Now, jokes aside, I don't have any problem with Nate Garner or Garner Gang, anything like that. I have nothing but respect for doing those kind of things. The reason why I'm even making a video on this is because by going to Nate Garner's newest video, I somehow found another fucking conspiracy. The internet is so fucking full of conspiracies during quarantine, it's nuts. There is an actual fucking Garner Gang conspiracy going on right now, which is what we're gonna get into. Let's go ahead and start with the video.
What's up, Garner Gang? Whoa, that's me, and this is my life. Let me show you how I got here.
It starts just like every other Garner Gang video. This seems pretty standard and ordinary to me based on what I remember from the Garner Gang. Full throttle, nuts to butts right out of the gate. I mean, this seems like the stamp of Nate Garner. It doesn't seem like anything's awry here. But YouTube commenters were quick to point out that there may be more than meets the eye going on here.
I got this one that says, make your dreams happen. That's what we do, Garner Gang. Big wins, making dreams happen.
It's a sponsored video. He's talking about copping some big W's, and you know what? We could all use some big W's right now in these trying times with coronavirus keeping us on lockdown. So, I mean, I didn't see a problem. This just felt like a pretty standard Nate Garner Gang video, baby. I was feeling that big W energy.
Good morning, Garner Gang.
It's an acquired taste. Not everyone is going to do the Garner shuffle at home or anything like that, but, some of us higher intellectuals, we like to hit it out there with the Garner Gang and shit, you feel me? I mean, it just fucking energizes me, man. Honestly, the whole video is like every fucking Nate Garner video I've seen, which admittedly isn't a ton of them, but it just seems like normal Nate Garner Gang content. But as the video goes on, it continues to look like normal content to the untrained eye, but the super sleuths and armchair relationship experts in the comments are quick to point out some very odd things and behavioral differences.
Because you already know it's going to be an epic one.
How is it going to be an epic one, you ask?
There's buy a luxury item. Oh no.
For me?
Whoa,
bro! Whoa.
You're a disaster.
I know I am.
My bank account's a disaster.
Isn't it so pretty? I've always wanted this back.
So I'll spoil the conspiracy. They say that they broke up and they don't want to admit it because that would mean that they lose some of their YouTube audience because they're no longer in a relationship or something to that effect. Everyone's got a different version of the conspiracy theory. This is kind of like the Avril Lavigne's dead and replaced by a stunt double, a body double. It's a loose conspiracy theory based on a single video here from what I've gathered from the conspiracy theory dark net, by that I mean Twitter, that believes the Garner Gang has split up. So basically throughout this video, this is the only part of the video where I can kind of see Nate looks unhappy, but he also just got clobbered by a heavy bag and spent a lot of money on a heavy bag for the sake of the YouTube video, so I don't know.
Dude, I know you too well.
Okay, I'm just going. Oh god, that's disgusting. I'm quitting YouTube. I'm done.
That's where the video ends. They lick a tire and then kiss quickly and run away spitting. If you're kissing after licking a tire, your relationship's gotta be pretty strong, at least in my opinion. You also shouldn't be licking tires in the first place, but I mean, that comes with the territory of being a YouTuber. Who hasn't licked a tire for a couple thousand views? I mean, shit, people are out here licking colon, like actual prolapsed anus. They'll start chewing on that shit like bubblegum for YouTube views. Now let's dive into the meat of the conspiracy, the majority of which is here on YouTube, a bit on Twitter. I don't really know where to find shit on Instagram, so I didn't really look too hard there. But if you go through YouTube comments, every single one of them, almost every single one of them, is saying that they're broken up. and demanding answers. It's that sense of entitlement that always makes me very upset and feel super sorry for people like Nate, Garner, and Carissa here. They don't owe you an explanation for something that personal. You're not entitled to it. I talked about this pretty recently. When people subscribe to a channel on YouTube and have been subscribed for a long time, they feel this sense of they deserve everything, to know everything about that person, and that they are their best friend. And that leads to this crazy sense of, you owe us this, and we fucking hate you until you tell us this. That's what a lot of the comments echo. Others are just expressing concern, and then others are just sharing a bunch of weird information and like analyzing body language. You're not some like forensics detective or anything like that. There's no reason that you should be overanalyzing everything you're seeing in their videos. It is their private life and it's their decision whether or not they share it with their audience. It's just silly how invested so many people get in online celebrities and just celebrities in general's lives. I've talked about this shit so much, and then I accidentally fucking find this negative conspiracy shit while I'm looking for something goofily positive in any small semblance. It's almost poetic in a certain way. There's just this crazy nature for people to latch on to shit they see online and make that their whole lives. Like, if these two are broken up, I will be devastated. You see so many of those comments, so many people expressing like their lives are going to be severely altered if it's true that Nate and Carissa are not together. That's so unhealthy. That's super fucked up, and it's not their responsibility to be your rock. You know, that should never be the case. And they, again, don't owe you an explanation for whatever is going on. If there even is something going on, it was a pretty fucking normal video. It wasn't like some VHS tape out of The Ring where there was creepy shit going on that you have to analyze and figure out what it all means. It was a standard video. There wasn't like 2 frames of something horrific, you know? It wasn't like some crazy shit going on. It was just them doing a standard YouTube throwaway prank challenge, whatever the fuck they call it these days. And these people are still going rabid trying to see if they're together or not and demanding that they tell them. Then there's people that are saying it's time to mass unsubscribe from Nate Garner until they give us answers. So they're trying to like hold them ransom for answers that they don't fucking deserve in the first place. Like, you're not their friend. You know, you may be part of the Garner gang, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's just a title, you know? But yeah, I guess the only reason why I wanted to talk about this is because quarantine is making people latch on to shit like this even harder. Well, not just conspiracies, but latching on to people even harder to live vicariously through shit they see on the internet. And to get so unhealthily invested in something, to feel that level of entitlement, always makes me a bit upset and feel for the person that's on the other end of it. It's just some unhealthy shit, and it really should stop soon, hopefully. Wishing you the best, Garner gang. Again, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. If I just watched that video without reading the comments, I would just assume it's business as usual over there, but what the fuck do I know? I guess I'm not the YouTube comment experts where the real intellectuals live, in the fucking YouTube comment swamps. But I mean, anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. A little while back, I made a video on the most emotional podcast I'd ever seen. It was 2 dudes sitting on a couch with their silver tongues flexing about how much they love women. And me being a man, it was starting to get me pretty wet. It was something very special. And in particular, there was one super specimen that stood out named Garrett. And this guy is more emotional than the characters in Inside Out. It was a riveting conversation about having sex with women on their period and how much Garrett loves and is excited by the idea of period sex, believing that the pussy blood has divinity to it, and how there can even create a soul tie. Of course, that's where we saw the birth of one of the most profound sentences ever spoken. If I can't get my sword a little bloody, I'm not a good knight. Of course, talking about his wiener and period coitus. Now, this was a riveting conversation that opened my third eye, that awakened my Sharingan, really. And I'm ashamed to admit it, but I never checked in on Garrett's solo content until today. And I feel I've grown as a person having experienced this, so I want to share it with all of you.
Hey, some guy texted you. He wants to know if you'll follow him back.
I'll block him if you want.
You don't need to block him, love. I trust you.
He's a new guy at work.
I know.
Pardon me, love. I was perusing your mobile device as I like to do daily, and I noticed you received a text message from ex-gushing-Gilfried69 asking if you'd follow him back. Care to explain? Oh, I know he's just some new guy from work, because I'm always watching you. I've bugged your phone. I've tapped the lines. I know he's just a new guy from work. Do you intend on following him back?
But what I do need you to know is that I'm infatuated. I'm obsessed. And I'm captivated by you. I want every ounce of your soul to blend with mine.
I was getting very strong Ed Gein vibes. I was half expecting him to bring up like a meat cleaver as he was going for like her skin to wear it as a suit. And then like start crawling across the counter to get to her. He does these performances that are supposed to be sexy, trying to make women swoon over him, and it's pretty clear from the podcast as well that that's his whole brand, where he's like the Casanova. It's like he was written by 50 Shades of Grey itself. Not even the author, but the product 50 Shades of Grey wrote him. It's so concerning. Like, this isn't good to be obsessed, and like this transition from, hey, this guy wants to know if you follow him back, to, I need you to know I'm obsessed. I can't stop having wet dreams just even picturing your face. The way that you look at me penetrates my soul to the deepest core, and it wants me to be inside of you like a baby in the womb. I'm gonna crawl in there until you birth me, a 30-year-old man, so I can feel the umbilical cord reconnect to my tummy through you. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's not, like, I don't know how that's sexy. It's just, it's odd.
Because I'm beyond selfish. When it comes to your love, I want to use every breath I have left on this earth, getting as close as I can to having you all to myself. I won't lie. I'm a tad bit jealous over that text.
I like to imagine that the person he's talking to has only gone on one date with him. Like, buddy, calm down. We went to Chili's once. Like, it's not that serious. I think I'm just gonna leave. Meanwhile, he's like getting on top of her like it's about to be some kind of jump scare in a horror movie. He's on all fours here.
I feel like there's only one way to get over it.
And which way is that?
By giving you all of me for the remainder of this life.
Then give it.
Put your head back. Relax.
Oh, Garrett, that's my butthole. Oh, you naughty dog. You dirty rat. Like, what the fuck is this, man? I was very jealous over this text that asked for a follow back. Follow for follow. Made me really upset, and there's only one way I'm gonna get over it. By marrying you. I'm giving you all of my life, and every breath I ever take will be in your name, milady. Now lean your head back, I'm hungry.
Are you okay?
That guy over there won't stop looking at you.
Baby, it's okay. Have me.
I know that you're mine, love. But I want everyone to know that you're mine. Particularly this motherfucker. I'll be right back.
Taking big gulps there, eh, Garrett? That was like the tiniest sip of water in my life. I don't think a single molecule from that water made it into his gullet. But, yeah, it's a lot of these... I mean, he has 15 million followers, so what do I know? But a lot of these just feel like the biggest red flags ever. It's not even romance, it's just like possessiveness. That guy was looking at you. You bitch! What did you do to make him look at you? I'm gonna go handle this myself. I'm gonna go claw his eyes out like a rabid animal.
Hey man, yo dude. That girl over there. She's gorgeous, isn't she?
Yeah, she's hot. I'd hit.
You'd what? You'd hit. Saying you'd be interested in sex with her. Interesting. She is gorgeous. Mule kick!
Right. Come on, let's take a look at her together. I would die for her. Now look at me. I would kill for her. So if you want to keep your eyes in your skull, look at someone else's girl. Have a good life, mate.
Literal chills. He's so dreamy. Wow, that's awesome. I love how he like drags him by the ear and you can hear like the 007 GoldenEye sound effect. Like that kind of breathing sound. Really, I love the whole idea of this one. Like, he just goes to parties, I guess, with his girl looking for people looking at her so he can get angry about it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he had, like, a, you know, Cerebro, where he's trying to read people's thoughts from across the world to see if anyone's thinking about his girl, so he can go out of his way to try and, like, scare them and threaten them. I know that you had a passing, fleeting thought when you crossed the street around my girlfriend the other day when getting a coffee. I want you to know, I would fucking kill for her. And if she ever crosses your mind again, I'll know it. And it'll be the last thought you ever have. Have a good life, mate.
There it is again. That fucking feeling. Stress. And now that I'm stressed over my family, over my past mistakes, over losing my person, over the fact that my next person will eventually leave, over my body, over my life!
This one's a little different from the romance ones. I'll give your panties a chance to dry. I know they've probably been exceedingly sodden going through these bangers, but I just had to at least throw this in here, because he sprinkles these in occasionally. I just love how he just vocalizes a feeling like, fuck, it's that feeling again. Stress. He calls it out like an anime finishing move, like the Kamehameha. Stress! It's here! No!
What are you staring at?
You.
Do you want it?
I'm gonna talk you through it as I get it.
What do you mean?
It means that I'm gonna tell you you feel good. And you can take it.
He's petting the countertop very seductively. Definitely need to take notes on this tactic, because there is no doubt it's very effective. I also just like the, do you want it? Yes. And then he's gonna give her, like, the step-by-step tutorial on what he's doing. Like, if you'll fasten your seatbelt and put your tray to the upright position, we have cock looking to dock here. Go ahead and spread legs, we're coming in for a hard landing.
I'll ask, is this what you wanted? What's my name, baby? I'll say, move your hand. Come on, finish for me. I'm not done yet. You look so pretty begging.
You see this? I manifested that. I said I thought he'd be crawling on the countertop in the first video, and then I scrolled through his page for like, I don't know, 12, 15 videos maybe, and then found this one where he does do exactly that. He crawls onto the countertop while laying down the dirty talk jutsu.
I can't hear you. Use your words. I'm almost done. Don't run from it, beautiful. Good girl.
Far be it from me to question the master here, but what do you mean don't run from it? Like, I don't even understand what that's in reference to. Is she fleeing? I don't know how we go from what's my name, baby, to don't run from it, beautiful. Like, I just don't know. I can't really make heads or tails of what that even means, to be honest. Is she running away from the orgasm? She's pumping the brakes on it? She doesn't want that to happen? I just don't really get it. Also, that's impossible. How could you not orgasm with Garrett in the room? Even just saying his name. That's like the brown note, but instead of poop, it's orgasms. You say his name and then just immediate orgasm.
Just like that, princess.
Get closer.
When we're finished, I'm gonna hold you and whisper in your ear that my heart is yours for the rest of my life. So please, don't ever give it back to me.
Don't give me mine back either.
What a love story. Powerful stuff. They say if you put a condom on your bathroom sink and then say Garrett's name 3 times into the mirror, he'll show up and eat your pussy. This is good stuff, man. I'm upset that it took me this long to take the plunge into this very stimulating romantic content. So, yeah, hopefully you learned something from this. That's about it. See ya. Growing up, I never understood the hype or obsession over celebrity couples, like a power couple where fans just celebrate that they're in love or whatever and they're fainting anytime they see a picture of them holding hands. Just like a growth spurt, I just never got it. Why would you care so much about two strangers' relationship? I always wrote it off as just being part of this super fan culture that I just didn't understand. I know in the modern day it's very rare for people to just casually enjoy something. If you like something, you have to fucking love it. You have to live, breathe, and sleep that thing that you like. We've seen it a lot over the years with K-pop, where K-pop stans will obsess and go wild over even the smallest things, like if their favorite singer posts a picture of them eating a hot dog online. They'll cross-reference that photo with all known databases, go to a cutting-edge laboratory using the latest forensics analysis tools in order to figure out where the photo was taken, where the hot dog was purchased, so they can go there in the real world and try and fish through the trash can looking for the wrapper that they threw away so they can frame it on their wall. It's just this level of investment in strangers that I've never really understood. Until now. As a 29-year-old man, I've had my eureka, come to Jesus moment. I get it. Because I have become very invested and fascinated with a celebrity relationship, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. It's this never-ending disaster, this tragic play that keeps getting new acts added to it that I could have never predicted. It all started last year with the infamous slap where Will Smith slapped the devil out of Chris Rock on stage after Chris Rock made a joke about his wife Jada. And that signature anime finishing move with the slap actually pumped the brakes on his entire career. There were a lot of projects that he was involved with that dropped him, or just a lot of other projects that didn't want to touch him after this. So his whole career came to a screeching halt, all from the old 5 fingers to the face moment. And since then, there's been more and more information that's come out about their relationship that just makes it baffling. And it's so weird. Like, even prior to the slap, we had those uncomfortable moments where Jada invited Will Smith onto her show, where she just openly admitted to cheating on him and, like, having an entanglement with a much younger man, right to Will's face as he looks on in agony and sadness. And it spawned a lot of memes where Will Smith was, done up to look like Pain from Naruto and all of that. Because, I mean, it's rough. Like, it's really rough to just watch her giggle and laugh about cheating on Will, who seems very much still in love with her. And they always kept up this act that, they're strong together, they're still together, this and that. And now, today, Jada has revealed that her and Will have actually been separated since 2016. She has a book coming out pretty soon, and there was a little special filmed with Jada where she states that they've actually not been together in 7 years now.
Because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce.
Hey, can someone let Will Smith know that? I'm pretty sure this is the first time he's hearing it. You're telling me you guys actually split up in 2016? So he just sunk his career like the Titanic over his ex-wife? But then if that's the case, why would he say, keep your wife's name out of your mouth? Right? Like, that's just not adding up. I feel like she's just making this shit up. For the last year, I've paid attention to this relationship, and it feels like every opportunity she has to hurt Will publicly, she pounces on with a smile on her face. It's like, it's diabolical. Like, she reveals some very embarrassing things about their relationship publicly. She openly talks about how she preferred her previous relationship to Will, though she doesn't use that language. It makes it very clear with some of the things she's posted that she was happier before Will. At least that's the impression myself and many others get with a lot of the things that she posts about. It's just brutal. It's like being married to your biggest Twitter hater. Like someone who's just leaving the most deep-cut comments that actually hurt you on Twitter. It's like being in a relationship with them for 20 years. At least that's how it comes across. She does not seem to respect or even like Will at all. She is always running the bus over him any chance she gets. This is a bombshell. Claiming that they've actually been split since 2016, that doesn't even make sense. Now, apparently, she's claiming that it was a private decision they reached together, but in order to keep up public appearances because they weren't ready to reveal it, they kept pretending like they were still married. But that just doesn't track. That doesn't make sense, because if that was the case, why would Will publicly slap the fuck out of Chris Rock and ruin his career over this if he didn't think you guys were still married. That wouldn't make sense.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out.
It's not quantum science we're talking about here. You just say that you're not together anymore. You would have saved both yourself and Will so much shame during the entire entanglement scandal if you had just said, hey, we actually separated 7 years ago. There is nothing to gain by keeping up a facade that you are still married and, you know, in love together when you're not, especially when you're fucking other dudes, right? Why would you not just say, hey, we're not together anymore, really? Like, it's just like the easiest thing in the world. You'd have to try so much harder to not say that and just bear all the spitballs that were being shot at you for cheating. If you weren't actually cheating, then it should have been so much easier to just be like, hey, whoa, guys, look, we wanted to keep things private, but, you know, now things have hit the public sector, thanks to me talking about this on my talk show, and it's probably about time that we state we haven't been together for 7 years. And it would have been so much smoother for both Will and Jada. But again, I just don't believe this. I really don't. And this sounds super parasocial, but Will looks like he's perpetually going through life heartbroken, like in a trance, like this rain cloud over his head, while he stays with Jada, and she comes up with creative new ways of embarrassing him. Just nefarious plot to constantly publicly humiliate the guy. He just stopped his career for a whole year by slapping the man that he believed disrespected his wife. You're telling me that he did that knowing that you two weren't actually together? I don't believe that. An act which, by the way, she didn't appreciate. Like, even when it happened, she seemed to, like, publicly condemn it. And now she's talking about it again, saying that she initially thought it was a skit. I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. And then she said, as soon as they were alone, she asked Will, are you okay? I'm not this man's psychiatrist, but I'll just tell ya, he's not looking okay here. This really feels like a plot twist that Jada pulled out of her ass and isn't some mutually agreed upon thing. Like, I understand there's been rumors over the years that Will had some kind of affair with Margot Robbie at some point, though I don't think any of those claims have been substantiated. I think those were only ever just rumors. But Jada herself confirms an affair with somebody else. I just feel like Will and Jada aren't on the same page with that separation. But hey, then again, who knows? Celebrity couples are fucking weirdos. And this is by far the weirdest couple. And it's not even close. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if Jada truly did just make this up because it's a really big headline and attention grabber, so it'd be great for marketing for her upcoming book. The book's not fully out yet, so we don't know all of the, you know, details behind everything or what all it's going to dive into. But just making a claim like this, a statement that they've actually been separated for 7 years as some kind of, like, big plot twist is huge for marketing for her book. So I really feel like there's a chance she did just make that up for that reason, and Will is as surprised as everyone else reading it right now. So, I could be wrong though. Maybe they are truly a great team. They agree that they've been separated for 7 years, and Will still just sank his career for a relationship he's not even in anymore. Who knows? I just wanted to talk about this because I just find them to be a very interesting couple that I have become invested in learning about over the last year. That's really about it. See ya.
Do you feel better about yourself after you said that?
And coming up.
Now she
A
does.
couple days after Jay left.
She didn't at first, but once she got out that
I ended
fat
up
pig,
going to the hospital.
a wave of euphoria washed over her. Well, that looks like the ideal couple. What's up, Cole?
Larissa is freaking out right now, and my mother kicked her out of the car. And
Was it
I came
moving?
home from
Because
work,
I'd be pretty upset if I got kicked out of a moving vehicle too.
because I wouldn't go upstairs.
You figure that's so hard to like this wife.
Cole, don't let her talk to you like that. Show her your Fortnite, KD. Show her the Twitch chats you moderate.
Have a little respect correct?
Prove your worth to her, goddammit, Colt.
David doesn't allow me to do it.
What are these like goofy Looney Tunes expressions he's putting on his face?
Okay, go ahead. Protect your mama.
Like a fucking animatronic with eyebrows moving around and shit.
I'm going to divorce you.
Well, now you've gone a little far.
Oh, don't treat me now.
That's a little far.
This won't end well.
Oh shit. She's getting the sledgehammer. Colt, get your mother. Use her as a meat shield.
That speed bump scared her. Please slow down.
That speed bump. He's clearly on the interstate. What are you talking about?
Very nervous.
But if something made the car jump up like that, he must have run over a body. There's no speed bumps on the interstate.
Not wanting her to hold the baby. She got to the point of she doesn't want anyone holding.
Well, I mean, it's fair to have that complaint, I guess. I don't know. I haven't had a baby. I've never held a baby. I don't want to.
Yeah, that is another thing. So
I don't even want to have
right
that
now,
responsibility
Paula just
for even a
wants to be the one
smidge of a second.
And she doesn't want you holding the baby.
Especially in this climate where I hold the baby, and if the baby ends up autistic or something, they'll blame me. Like I transferred like gamer autism to it or something. So I just want no part of that entire ordeal. Holding babies is overrated.
I'm a little worried about
We got a
my
baby
mom
holding veteran in the
being
chat.
happy
Level
because
20
I told
baby
my
holder.
mom
He's already maxed the
our
game out.
relationship isn't the best,
Prestige
but
mode baby holder.
I'm really glad that.
Well, he's been doing some fishing stuff, and then
Fishing? What kind of fishing?
like
Internet scamming, phishing for RuneScape passwords via Twitch streams. An honest living, Robily. Stop being so fucking judgmental.
She's a lot more needy than I thought, just because she's like a brand new baby. So I'm not getting much sleep at all.
I mean, yeah, that's like a
but
level
she's my
0
little
human
sweet
right there.
girl.
Like, it has no skills or anything. It's gonna be a big fucking burden to train.
Sure. She has a stinky diaper though, so.
Uh-oh. Perfect. He was hungry anyway. Scripted? No, it's not scripted. They just happen to be chilling in the kitchen, full makeup on.
No siente bien para el precio de ustedes.
It's not that big of a deal. And mic'd up. Who
Who
doesn't wear a lapel mic? Just in the off time. I tell you, the only time I take mine off is when I shower or jerk off.
What?
I prefer full episodes, bro.
Idiot into the driver's side door. She broke phones, plural.
It's a good joke, isn't it?
She erased my phone. She's very controlling.
You got fucked so hard for no reason. Yo, fucking take that, pussy.
What are you doing?
You know, maybe the pussy's not worth it, big guy. It's like he's being haunted by it.
I am coming back. I am coming back now.
She's being exorcised. Can you at least be there for when they pull the demon out of her? Ed and Lorraine are really doing their best, goddammit.
What about price point? What are you comfortable with?
10 grand.
What is your most expensive dress?
Our most expensive dress would be $45,000.
Is that okay?
Whatever makes you happy.
There is no way Jorge is pulling that much money for a $45,000 dress.
He can't afford everything.
Do you at least get to put it in her butt sometimes? I mean, what are you getting out of this, Jorge? It's just like you're spending money and get nothing in return.
Come on in.
I can do that too if I flushed it down the toilet. Just a little smooch?
No, obviously, I don't have 20,000 in cash right now.
Nerd, who doesn't have 20 grand in cash? What? Dude, have that in small bills like under my seat.
So it's not your
And
problem.
Fisa, get with a real man.
Yeah. Save for all of the
Jorge
things that you
got
like.
arrested for moving
That are
300
really
pounds
expensive
of
that
weed.
you want, like right now.
Really? Wait, are you serious? My boy Jorge's pushing 300 pounds of weed?
In February 2018.
He looks like
According to
Jake
Radar
Gyllenhaal,
Online,
but
police said
chunkier.
Nava had 293 pounds of high-grade marijuana in his vehicle. He was charged with possession of marijuana, possession of
Like the
marijuana
ice
for
cream
sale,
man of marijuana.
transportation of marijuana for sale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was released on $25,000 bail
Not
after spending
bad.
2 days in jail.
That's less than he
Pleading
spent on
innocence.
one dress for his
TMZ
wife.
reported that
That's a
police
fucking
found
deal.
Nava's marijuana stack surprisingly supportive of him during his arrest and sentencing. George told TMZ, "There's really nothing wrong
Their
in
first
our
kiss.
relationship right now.
He's breaking promises that he gave me before I arrived.
Yeah, I'd be tight too if someone said they'd give me anything I wanted and they couldn't buy me a $45,000 condom or whatever she wanted. Dude, you're pulling 300 pounds of weed on like a Monday night. You might as well at least splurge.
50 years to pay off.
If Jorge brought me to the States and I knew he was peddling that kind of numbers, I'd be asking for $45,000 dresses too. That's pretty impressive.
So basically you're saying if I can't provide, I'm worthless to you.
That's what love is.
What's wrong about it?
She's very controlling.
I thought that was a really good one. This guy looks like Josh Peck. Like Drake and Josh version of Josh, but if he started peddling 300 pounds of marijuana instead and ordering Russian mail-ordered brides.